What's the motherfucking deal, SauceNation? This your boy Ed Honcho, aka at the real Ed Honcho. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter, and I am the Houston homeboy. Your Houston homeboy. I am the Houston homer. You know, this is a Sauce Sports special. And if you don't know what Sauce Sports is a Houston homer channel. And so that means we're talking about Houston motherfucking Texas, not no boondocky ass Houston somewhere. I don't even know. I've heard of these other random Houston. They're irrelevant to the name Houston. Anyway, we talk about Houston motherfucking Texas. We talk about the Texans, the Astros, the Rockets, Dynamo, Dash. You know, we talk about collegiate. We talk about professional, high school, amateur, semi-pro, whatever it may be. You know, we're going to splash flavor on it if it's H-Town related, if it's athletes from H-Town that's then left to Houston, whatever it may be. Like I said, we're going to put a little something on it. But today, as you can see, we are inside of NRG, and we're talking about the big T, as in Texans, the motherfucking Houston Texans. And we're going to talk about my favorite, not my favorite, I mean, one of my favorite Houston Texans players, you know. Top three, at least. I'm going to have to decide. I'm actually not sure at this point who my favorite Texan might be. I might have to think about that right now. But anyway, we're talking about one of my favorite Houston Texans. One I think the most underrated guys in the league. DeAndre motherfucking Hopkins. Yeah, I'm cussing a lot today because I'm feeling vulgar. But before we dive all the way in, talking about Hopkins, you know, I got to catch y'all before y'all cut the video off. I know how y'all be doing. Y'all start watching a couple of minutes and stop. You know what I'm saying? We do a little self-promotion. SauceSports.com. Go get the Sauce Sports t-shirt dripping on them, you know what I'm saying? The Drip City, dripping flavor, whatever you want to call it, with the extra drip. You know what I'm saying? They got a couple of those left. I think I want to say about 15 left or so. So I'm only going to do 25 total because, you know, like I said, I know everybody don't want to see everybody in the world wearing the same shirt as them. So we reached 25. I'm going to cut that off and do something a little bit different. I want to thank everybody who's already bought one. I want to thank everybody who's thinking about buying one. And if you kind of borderline, you ain't sure, just go ahead and do it. You know, just do it. And, you know, I'm just telling you, trust me, you'll like it. But anyway, with that being said, I think mine should be in, might be in a day. I need to go check and see today or tomorrow. And I'm going to drip that on y'all. But anyway, back to the business at hand. We're talking about DeAndre motherfucking Hopkins. And I was riding around the other day. Like I said, y'all know me. I don't really care to listen to national media takes. If I do, it might be catch something on YouTube and comment on it or something. It's just crazy. And every now and then I don't even really comment on that. I just don't like the national media because, like I say, they don't pay no fucking attention to Houston. They're paying attention now because of the Chris Paul and the whatchamacallit stuff in basketball. But as far as the Texans, they don't pay any attention to us. They don't give us any respect. But that's the national media. But then I happened to be listening to a local guy. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. I was taking care of some things. I was riding around town and you know, trying to handle some business. And the guy started saying DeAndre Hopkins was not an elite receiver. I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of the morning shows. And a morning show that I actually do tend to like. But like I said, I just don't really listen to him anymore. Unless I'm in a car and I'm just taking care of something. And he said that DeAndre's not a top receiver. I think he put him like top 7 maybe. And then that one, I was like, if you're not top 10, then where do you put, what is elite? You know? And so I had to think about it. I said, you know, am I such a biased person that, am I just overrating DeAndre Hopkins? And then so I started looking at the guys. I listened to the guys that he said were better than DeAndre. I mean, that's what I say. I cut off the radio. I cut the fucking radio off, honestly. Because here's my thing, man. You know, let's take into account the reality of the situation. We're gonna look at the guys, and I'm gonna tell you what every one of those guys has that DeAndre doesn't have, and why DeAndre is better than most of them. I'm thinking there may be like 2 guys I put above DeAndre Hopkins, honestly. I mean, genuinely. And people are gonna disagree. I don't give a fuck. Because like I say, I'm telling you what I know. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I was looking around. I said, well, do other people have these same opinions? And came across people that were talking. They rated DeAndre like the 10th best receiver. All these things. I say, man, look. What people are doing is they're letting that Brock Osweiler experiment fuck them up. They forgot who DeAndre Hopkins was. They forgot DeAndre Hopkins was the Odell Beckham catch before Odell Beckham did it. You know what I'm saying? The only reason it just was a little bit more fancy because of the touchdown deal. And the play didn't get called back. Like, you know, the thing is, like I say, it's that national media. If anything that happens in New York gets blown out of proportion, just out of proportion instantly because you put the word New York on it, just gets blown out of proportion. I think Odell Beckham's overrated. But let's talk about, like I say, the guys that, you know, in that conversation. Let's name a couple of guys. We're talking about Antonio Brown. We're talking Odell. We're talking about Julio. We could throw AJ in the conversation. I'm trying to think who else that one site, like I said, they put Demaryius Thomas, they put Dez, they put, where is it? They put Jordy and Mike Evans, yeah. They put all these guys above DeAndre Hopkins. And I'm going to tell you about each one of those guys and what they have that DeAndre Hopkins doesn't have, and that's quarterback consistency. And the ones that are actually, up there, each one of those guys plays with a Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm going to put him in the, like I said, let's just talk about it. Antonio Brown. Ben Roethlisberger was a beast before Antonio ever got there. Ben Roethlisberger got rings. Ben Roethlisberger is A-OK. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. Eli Manning. When you think Eli, you don't really think Hall of Fame, but he's got 2 rings. He's done it against Brady. He's made a name for Eli Manning. Will end up in the Hall of Fame. Now, I'm not saying he's just the greatest quarterback. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame QB. Consistency at the quarterback position. Who else did we say? Julio. Look at the quarterback. Look what you got. A prolific, very, very good quarterback. It was going to be doing it with or without him. T.Y. Hilton. Hell no. T.Y. Hilton is not better than DeAndre Hopkins. That's bullshit. T.Y. Hilton's a speedster and he's got a good quarterback. That's dumb shit. But like I say, people forget, people talk about, and like I said, I don't even really want to talk about these guys. I'm going to start getting mad. People talk about DeAndre, well, he can't get separation and stuff like that. Man, do y'all, like, people don't, like I say, they just look at stats and then they start saying stupid things. And that's why I don't like stats. You got to look at the whole fucking scenario. I don't give a fuck about stats. I never will. It's just, it's a measure, an idea about something, but a stat means a static point in time. So at one point in time, this is what it meant. The world is dynamic. We're constantly moving, so a stat becomes irrelevant the moment that you take note of it. As soon as you take note, that's a stat. Now it's no longer valid, and because time has changed. At that point, that's what it was. Now it's becoming something different. That season's over. Those statistics are no longer relevant. Things like that. And people may say, and a lot of y'all will disagree with me, and a lot of people like to go into the analytics and all that shit. But fuck all that stats and yards and shit, because you're telling me that if it came down to it, game on the line, that all other factors being the same, quarterback play, whoever, whatever, same quarterback, that you would throw the ball to T.Y. Hilton over fucking DeAndre Hopkins. I think we forgot about Tennessee a little while back. They put Jordy Nelson on that list. No. Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame quarterback. He'll be there. Mike Evans, good receiver, not better than DeAndre Hopkins. Has a good quarterback in Jameis. But like I say, consistency at the position. Every year, the last couple of years, there's been a new guy at the head of the offense. And DeAndre has still performed. It was years he's playing with 4 or 5 quarterbacks and still perform. Hoyer performing like none of those other guys would be able to do that. I guarantee it. Not with the quality of quarterback that they have in play. If they were playing with Brock, they'd see a decline. If they were playing with Hoyer, they'd see a decline. They'd see all these other things. And I'm not knocking Hoyer just bad. Hoyer's not just trash. But he's not. We know what Hoyer is. All these other guys. You know what I mean? We haven't had the QB talent to assist DeAndre in taking his game to the next level. Haven't had that guy to take that pressure off. Will was, but then Will's got some things he's got to work on. And like I say, we rooting for Will this year. We want Will to be better. We want Will to be the man, to be the guy that we know that he can be. I was hard on Will early on, but like I say, we rooting for Will. But we're talking about DeAndre. And so, like I say, I want to know your opinion because, like I say, this is about y'all, SauceNation. This is about, you guys are the flavor that makes the sauce delicious. You know what I mean? So, honestly, because like I say, fuck them, fuck their opinions, fuck the other local media, fuck the national media. I want to know how you feel. Honestly, where do you put DeAndre Hopkins as a receiver in the NFL? I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'll give Antonio Brown. I'll probably give you Julio. But I'll be honest, like, we're talking about maybe speed, maybe a little bit of height, maybe some other little things that have little effects. But no one catches better than DeAndre Hopkins. Taking about, everything else. If it comes to pure catching, nobody catches better than DeAndre Hopkins. Show me who makes better catches than DeAndre. It doesn't matter about separation. It doesn't matter if you put the ball around DeAndre Hopkins, he's going to catch the ball or he's going to draw a flag because there's nothing that you can do. We've seen what he's done. Where's D'Angelo Hall? I think D'Angelo Hall's ankles are still broken. Anyway, but like I say, we're not going to talk about that. Like I say, the many things that people don't understand what teams have to do to stop or to keep pressure on a guy like DeAndre. And, we don't have quarterbacks who are able to, circumvent that. And they know that. So It's a lot of things that go into that factor. But I want to know your opinion. Where do you rank DeAndre? I put him number 3. I think he's way better. I think he's better than Odell. I'm not gonna say way better, but he's better than Odell, minus all the bullshit ass antics. He's better than AJ Green. He's better than Mike. He's better than all those other dudes that were mentioned. To me, DeAndre's number 3 because of what he's been able to do along in his career with the quarterbacks he's had. He was like the fastest receiver, I think, at age 24 to reach a certain stat. I can't remember the exact stat line, but he was like the top 2 fastest to do it, or 3, and like Moss was like the other one or something like that. And he's doing it with shit, with trash, with garbage at QB. And these other guys are getting all this praise, but you need to praise their quarterbacks because those are the guys that are helping them get into that position. It's not just those guys alone. That's what DeAndre doesn't have that all these other guys have. But do you see DeAndre complaining? They playing with DeAndre money right now. Do you see DeAndre out there complaining? So all I know is I expect DeAndre to go out and have a great year, hopefully. Not hopefully. Savage Life gonna do the damn thing. We're gonna have some Savage to Hopkins connections, and if things change and they don't pan out, there's gonna be some Watkins to Hopkins, the Clemson connection. You know what I'm saying? And then we fully affiliated. But with that being said, man, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me about that. I'm your boy Ed Honcho, man. Like I said, it's about y'all. I want to know how y'all feel about that. How y'all truly feel? Like, am I just being too much of a homer? Am I being too much to say that DeAndre is a top 3 receiver in the NFL? I believe it. I truly, sincerely, honestly believe it. Like I said, I know there's going to be some dissenting opinions, and that's okay. That's what I like. I like to know how y'all truly feel. I like to know the flavor. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just my flavor. I want, let's mix this thing up and get this shit right. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here, man. If you like what I'm talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Even like I said, go check out the shirt. We got to drop that in there one more time. Check out the shirt. SauceSports at Facebook.com. Go to SauceSports.com if you just want to get that. It'll redirect you to where the shirt is, so you ain't got to type in a whole bunch of bullshit. Just go to SauceSports.com and get the shirt. Instagram, Twitter at The Real Ed Honcho if you just want that craziness. If you want that just dripping, just delicious, flavorful HTOWN Sports takes, you catch me at Sauce Sports HTX. And you know what I'm saying? That's the motherfucking deal. So SauceNation, y'all be cool like y'all be cool, man. It's your boy Ed Honcho, man. I am out.